Hello everyone, this is Stefan from Lush and Salty Aquariums. You're looking at my Fluval Edge, the smaller size nano aquarium. This is a beautiful but tricky aquarium. So as much as I love the look of it, it is a challenge to clean. The good news is I don't have to clean it very much because it's in great shape. There's little algae issue, if any, and I'll tell you why. But it is in need of a haircut on this glorious carpet of Monte Carlo, and that's going to be the tricky part because this glass top means I have to take that plastic enclosure off. There's a relatively small opening and I'll need bent scissors and a lot of contortions, but I can do it. You snip off the top. That part's fun and easy, very satisfying. And then the tops float up, and then in a regular aquarium you would just net them out, and I do that, but I also have to use my fingers and it takes some time. In this tank you see this glorious white platinum beta. I would never have put him in here, but I got 5 for the price of 1 by accident from a seller, and I had no choice but to house each of the betas in different aquariums. Fortunately, this one is doing fine in here, and while he may pick off a cherry shrimp here and there, you can tell from his finish he's just glorious and happy. The main inhabitants, if he's not considered a main inhabitant, is this lovely long-standing colony of lamb chop rasboras. They show more bronze and they're a little bit smaller than the more common harlequin rasbora, so I highly recommend them for a nano tank. They cluster together, they're like Art Deco jewels. I haven't lost one of these in over a year. They are just fine, and they and the platinum beta absolutely have little or nothing to do with one another, and that's how I want it. There is a decent colony of cherry shrimp in here. Once in a while I feed them an algae wafer, but they're reproducing. There's also a couple more exotic shrimp in here, but I don't see them. I have this beautiful small piece of driftwood which created the centerpiece for the aquascape, and then flowing up and creating that inverted hockey stick effect is some cryptocairn and some java fern, a cluster in back, and then the flowing crypt goes up. The top leaves come over and form that lovely aesthetically pleasing L, and then the Monte Carlo picks up on that theme to create the inverted hockey stick. In the back I have a, as you can see, flowering Anubias plant, so he's real happy. And then in the center, and that's a CO2 tube here because I do use CO2 in this tank, that's why the Monte Carlo is so good. I have Buchelandra, Booch plant, and that's doing really well too. So, and then a couple river stones, common, get them anywhere in a river and at any landscaping store. I just pull the rocks out of people's gardens where they have piles of them. And then I have a piece of dragon stone in the back which anchors some moss on top that we can't really see. There it is. It's let Let me try to focus. But anyway, I always keep some moss in the back of my, hey there, in the back of the tank so that the shrimp have a place to be safe from these various potential predators. As I said, I'm gonna have to give this tank a haircut, but I really don't need to do any cleaning. I'll change the filter, which comes with the Fluval. It's the classic Fluval hang on the back. It fits neatly into this kit though, so that's kind of cool, so you don't really see it unless you pull the plastic top off, but it's really the same as the Aquarium or the Everclear filter that you would get at Petco for 10 to 20 gallon tanks. It's the same thing, but Fluval branded it and probably charged $5 more for it, but that works really well. It has the cartridge set up so you pull out the plastic holder and put in the different media. It's easy peasy. But let's just look at these. This tank might be one of the nicest in terms of overall effect. It's beautiful. It doesn't cause me any problems, knock on wood. It's right in my sight line when I sit in my chair in this office. So I just enjoy it probably more than any other tank for that reason. And the fact that I'm able to have this lovely contrast of bronze and white against all these luscious greens, kind of damn near perfect. It was fun to do this aquascape. I had a few changes, but once it's set in like this, all I've done is trim some leaves, and soon, if not now, tomorrow, I'm going to cut this down to about half the size, so all the lime green, as beautiful as it is, will be removed, but then it'll be replaced by new growth. If you have any questions, please ask. I'd love to help you or tell you more. That's the whole point of this. And I'm gonna sign off with my little catchphrase: always keep your hands in the tank, even if it's a tricky one like this, where it's hard to get your hands in the tank. It's gotta be done. It's part of the fun. All right, everybody, stay safe. Ciao for now.